Hello, welcome to another MasterCast Mini. This weekend, Avengers Endgame became the fastest movie to break $2 billion. Did it in 11 days, I believe, and is now took over Titanic as the second highest grossing movie of all time. It's getting to the point where it's only a matter of time, although hopefully a long enough amount of time for me to get this video out in it for it to be still relevant until Avengers Endgame gets to $3 billion and takes a number one spot from the film that has held that title for almost 10 years now, Avatar. And if you look on the internet in relation to, on social media, in relation to Endgame's box office and it catching up with Avatar, you'll find that a lot of people really want it to beat Avatar because they don't like the fact that Avatar is the highest grossing movie of all time. And it made me realise Avatar is a joke. That's there. Right. That's the title of the video. But why? Why is Avatar the highest grossing movie of all time, but yet everyone laughs at it and doesn't think it's worthy of that? In today's cultural age, in the age of social media, I think a really odd way of measuring how much of a cultural impact a film has is looking at the amount of memes that are made of it, I suppose. And you look at Infinity War and Endgame. I mean, Endgame is still pretty new, but there will definitely be a lot of memes made about it. There are a lot of memes made about Infinity War when that came out. The Star Wars prequels, a lot of memes. There are probably others that I can't think of off the top of my head. But Avatar, you ever seen an Avatar meme? Because I haven't. I've maybe one. Once. I right now, think of Avatar, the film Avatar. You've probably seen it. I mean, it's the highest grossing film of all time. Surely you must have seen it. Just think to yourself, can you name any character from Avatar? Just a single one, just one. If it's not Jake, just Jake. You either can't think of anyone, or you've Googled it. And I bet you don't even know Jake's last name. I think for more, what I'm trying to get at here, it's worth watching. Might have a bit. I'll put it in the description. Jack's Films video. He goes out in the public and quizzes people, to get them to name a character from Star Wars, a character from the Avengers, and then a character from Avatar. And nobody can do it. Absolutely nobody. Well, apart from one guy, who can. But the point is, no one knows anything about Avatar, but it's the highest grossing movie of all time. What? You may know this. You probably do. I don't. But James Cameron, who is the director of Avatar, has for a while now been working on his Avatar sequels. There are 4 of them, because of course there are. And they are, I think in November last year it was, maybe, I'm just getting it up on my phone. They released the official titles of the Avatar sequels. They're not going to be Avatar 2, 3, 4, and 5. I don't know. I'm not sure if these are confirmed, but basically, they are going to be called Avatar: The Way of Water, right? Avatar: The Seed Bearer. There's definitely an innuendo to be made out of that. Avatar: The Tulkun Rider. And Avatar: The Quest for Ewa. How do you say that? Ewa? Ewa? Bloody hell. These names, man. But like, Avatar, I'm just going to call it Avatar 2. I just am. Sorry. Like that, I guarantee that the most that will make is 1 billion. And I don't think it'll even manage that. And I think every subsequent sequel will make less and less money. And it's, I think nowadays, when you make, I think, a film series longer than 3 films, I think it automatically comes off as you're just in it to make money. And it's just you because the first one made money, or the franchise that you're basing it off made money, so you're going to milk it as much as you can. Avatar's doing it. The Fantastic Beasts series, which originally was just going to be 3, I think, they stretched it to 5. And I don't think that the next 3 Fantastic Beasts movies are going to do particularly well. I think every subsequent movie will make less than the one before it. People don't care about Avatar. And shit, who made Fox? It's Fox, right? Who are now owned by Disney. But like the 4 Avatar sequels are all in production. I'm fairly sure Avatar 2 and 3 have been filmed, and 4 and 5 are being filmed currently. I think, I don't know, but I think I don't know why Fox, if it is Fox, I'm fairly sure it is. I don't know why they invested all this money into these Avatar sequels. Maybe try 1, and if that works, then yeah, give him the next 3 if he so desperately wants to make them. But just greenlighting all 4 at once, to me, it just seems a bit foolish and a bit like you have to look at the cultural impact of the first one, not just the money, because with something like that, you have to strike while the iron's hot. If you're going to make a sequel, you've got to get it out fast. They haven't done. It'll be like 11 years by the time Avatar The Way of Water comes out. And no one cares anymore. No one really cared after the first one. But no, we're getting 4. I think you have to look at... I think James Cameron is kind of, in the nicest possible way, laughably out of touch in terms of these Avatar sequels. He made a comment, just getting it up on my phone again, around about the time of Avengers Infinity War's release, where he said, "I'm hoping we'll start getting Avenger fatigue here pretty soon. Not that I don't love the movies. It's just, come on guys, there are other stories to tell besides hypergonadal, gonadal. I don't know how to say that word. I'm going to stick with gonadal. Males without families doing death-defying things for 2 hours and wrecking cities in the process. It's like, oi!" Don't know why the oi is. I mean, I'm going to assume that that's not the way he was saying the word oi, but it's the way I said the word oi. Yeah. And so, apparently he does like the Avengers movies, but he thinks we'll get Avengers fatigue. But that was, as I say, around the time of Infinity War's release, and a year later, Endgame's going to be the highest grossing movie ever. So, maybe we won't. And I think, I can't remember if it was him, but it was someone, it was a while ago, who compared superhero films. It might have been Spielberg? Oh god, it might have been Spielberg. It was either Spielberg or Cameron, I think. It was one of those kind of classic Hollywood directors. Although that's not classic. God, that's my film studies brain talk. Like 60s and 70s Hollywood directors were saying they compared superhero films to westerns, and they said that they think that in a couple of years' time they would go the way of the western and die out, and no one would care. And I'm not going to get into the argument of, superhero films being recognised by, like, the Oscars and award ceremonies as much as, more kind of artistic, films, because these videos are supposed to be short, and I could argue that all day. But I think you really have to look at just how much audiences are responding to these films, and I think you can't dismiss the impact that they have and the cultural standing that they have. And I think, Endgame's box office proves that, superhero films in general, but I think especially the MCU films, it really shows that, you can't underestimate these films. You can't just write them off as big dumb blockbusters, especially not when you're in Hollywood as a business. Like, as a business, you see something that it makes $2 billion in 2 weekends, you can't ignore that. You can't just, you go, well, it's not real cinema. Oh, it's just the same story over and over again. I'm going to make 4 Avatar sequels no one asked for. You know what I mean? That's just my thoughts. I just wanted to have a bit of a ramble about Avatar, and I went off on a bit of a tangent, didn't I? But yeah, I wonder how long it'll take for Endgame to... I believe it took Avatar 7 weekends. I think I saw somewhere. It took Avatar 7 weekends to get to 2 billion. It's taken Endgame 2. So it'll probably make 3 billion by next week. It's insane. It is genuinely insane how much money this film is. Like, how quickly this film is making money. Yeah. But that's that. So Avatar's a joke, but James Cameron doesn't get it. Bye.